welcome to another show of Don't Get This Twisted. I am Rob, along with my co-host as always, Tina. How you doing, Tina?
I'm so tired, Rob. It's been such a good day, but a long day. We took the bikes out. We went all the way to
Solvang?
Solvang, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying it all day, but as soon as I have to say it first, something like that.
No, and I wasn't
so
even with you, and I knew where you were going.
Right? No. So we went to Solvang and had breakfast and tooled around there and then rode home. It's the longest I've ever ridden on a bike in one shot.
That's a drive too. Solvang's, that's like middle California.
Yeah, well, it's like 2 hours away from where I live, so that's a long push to be on a bike. It is for several reasons.
Yeah,
the hips kind of get a little sore. The arms, the shoulders, and everything get tense because I'm still, I wouldn't say I'm really. Yeah, it's all new. So it was so much fun. We took the road back behind Santa Barbara, where Lake Cachuma is, and that's all Chumash land. Actually, it's Chumash Highway and everything. So, which is cool for me, being that I'm native in Chumash. So, I like that. I like that drive, and I've been pushing myself to do it on the bike, and finally got it done. So that was fun. But man, am I tired! And it was cold as cold could be.
Colder than a well digger's ass.
Yeah, I try not to cuss, but not very well either, by the way. But so yeah, I was going to come up with something, but everything that I said about it being cold had a swear word in it. So
yeah, well, it's starting to get chilly now.
Well, and the wind was whipping up. It was actually moving the bikes over. My friend and her husband that go with us. I went with my cousin and then my best friend and her husband. And so we were on two bikes, and my bike has 3 wheels. So it's pretty easy to maneuver, but it was blowing the crap out of my bike. And then my friends who are on 2 wheels, they really had to work at it, to stay upright because the wind was really, really bad. It was gusty.
Yeah, it's kind
but it made it that much more fun.
The cool weather is coming.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm going to have to put the helmet away, and I don't want to do that. So that's why we did that this weekend.
Yeah, this is like from what I'm looking at right now, it's supposed to be in like the mid 50s all week, with the exception of tomorrow and Tuesday. Yeah. Thursday.
Okay, for California, that is like the worst.
Yeah. and at night, it's supposed to be in like the mid 40s.
Stop.
Yeah, so gonna be.
I might have to put on real shoes.
Yeah, no more flip flops, right?
No more flip flops.
I would say that, but like everyone I know wears flip flops. Girls still wear flip flops. They'll wear jeans, a sweatshirt, all kinds of shit. Still be wearing flip flops. I'm like, what are you doing? My friend down the street does it all the time.
That is exactly me.
Yeah,
and people make fun of me. Like, why are you wearing flip-flops in the rain? Why are you wearing flip-flops? Because it's easier to dry off my foot than the shoe.
Right.
Nobody wants to see the logic in that. But
well, I mean, I wear shorts. I wear shorts in the rain.
It's like wearing shorts, but I just don't like having shoes on. So flip-flops work for me.
I get you. And, it's the cool weather brings the holidays, and last year we talked about the stress of the holidays, and we thought, hey, we'd do it again this year. And I think this year is probably financially even worse for a lot of people, with the economy the way it is. And I've just heard it a lot over the last probably 2 weeks, coming into Thanksgiving, like that the holidays were just starting to really kind of hit people and start to stress them out. So I was like, hey, we talk about that often. And, I think this year is definitely a little more stressful on people that have families, bigger families.
I agree. The economy is kind of shitty right now. At least in my profession, it's still not where we used to be. I remember in the 90s when I was working, you could make $1,000 in a day and just like rake it in every day if you wanted to. And it seems like these days it's much harder to get to that, but the prices are much higher because, the economy's out of whack. So it kind of concerns me that it's gone down the way that it has. And it's not just me. It seems like it's across the board.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what it would be like to have kids right now and having to worry about that.
Yeah. Inflation is out of control. So like go to the supermarket. Just as simple as going and buying your weekly food is, it's crazy. I mean,
$6.09 for gas today.
Wow. Well, up there
in Santa Barbara.
Yeah. It's always
that's some bullshit.
There.
That's some bullshit.
I paid, I got to say over where I live, and it's over by my work to be fair, because where I live, it's still kind of similar. But I think I paid $4.35 in, by my work. So that's actually not
drive
horrible.
All the way out there just to get a tank of gas.
Yeah. Yeah. No joke. But it's everywhere. And, I have some friends at work who, one of them's an empty nester. Actually, two of them are empty nesters, but the family around them is getting bigger. So like both of them have daughters that are one daughter that's pregnant, and then one son who's having a baby. So, and then that just to hear him kind of talk like, oh, I want to go see them and do this, and babies are coming and holidays, and it's wow. And then I get a text the other day from my boss who wants to have a Christmas party, and now I'm like, and it's like, bring your family, and it's like, I mean, it's just me and my kid, so and he probably won't want to go because he's 20 and he's like, why do I want to go to that? So for me, it's kind of a weird thing because I don't have a girlfriend to take, and they're all going to have their mates. So for me, I'm like, do I really do I want to go? And then they're talking about like dressing up in Christmas stuff. I'm like, I don't want to do that shit. So I mean, I guess I do have a little stress, but it's like minimal because I don't, all my family's out of the state. So I really only have to buy Christmas presents for my son, and his birthday is on the 22nd. So it's really all about him. So I'm a little easy there, and he's super simple. And I've been kind of picking, throughout the year, I get him stuff from here and then here and, whatever. I kind of go along the year and get him stuff because it's just easier. And so I really don't have anything of that kind of stress, but I have a little bit. But I couldn't imagine having like a large family. And my friend down the street, she has 3 kids of her own. And then her daughters both have children. So there's another 5 grandkids. So it's like, she's like, wow, all of these kids, and obviously money's tight with everybody. Even though if you have a decent job, you're still not wanting to overspend because heaven forbid the economy drops out again and then we're all screwed. So, and COVID season's coming. They're going to find a way to get us all sick again and keep us indoors or whatever the shit's happening. So I get it. And thankfully the first holiday isn't horrible, right? Thanksgiving is, the only stress in Thanksgiving is getting everyone there and feeding them. Right. And then hoping that, Uncle Jim doesn't get hammered and shit his drawers or, say something out of line.
That would be kind of fun.
Right. You know what I mean?
I have to go outside and laugh at that one.
So I think that there's a lot there. So the first one obviously is the one that gets us all started, right? We're like, okay, if you're lucky, you get a 4-day weekend. So like I did, got a 4-dayer. Awesome. But now it's like, okay, the countdown begins on getting everything ready for Christmas Day.
Well, they have Black Friday shit for like a week before Thanksgiving. And then there's Thanksgiving. And then you have that Cyber Monday thing. Like the hype from the media is insane. So it just adds to the stress level. And I didn't even buy anything this weekend. Actually, that's a lie. When I was in Solvang today, I got 4 cards, one for each of my closest friends, all the same card, says the same thing in it, and then I'll write something separately about them or something to them, whatever.
Right.
But that's as far as I got.
Right.
So, and I don't care. I always make things. I always, I could always throw something together if I need to. My friends and I've gotten them accustomed to, I want an experience. I don't want gifts. So let's go do something together. So we're all good at doing stuff together, which is nice. And I like it that way because it takes the stress off. So I'm good the way that is. And thankfully, not thankfully, that's kind of mean. But anyway, now that I'm divorced, I don't have the family that I once had, and I don't have all the stuff going on, and COVID hit. So I don't really have to buy anything for anyone. We used to get it for all the kids, which was a shit ton of presents for everybody. And then my husband and my kid and my mom was alive. So it was my mom and dad's birthdays in the month of December, and then their anniversary in the month of December, and then Christmas for both of them. And God forbid you put, 2 gifts or 1 gift for 2 separate occasions, then my mom would talk shit about that. So it used to be super stressful. And now it's easy. It's my niece and nephew, my dad, my brother. I'll still get something for my ex. We still exchange like little gifts, but it's more like stuff we know the other person needs and won't buy for themselves. So nothing major.
That's kind of what I do
okay
as well.
Now, huh?
That's kind of what I do with things on like close friends. If I know they need something, it doesn't have to be massive, but it's like, I got you this just because it was in passing, or I got you that just because. So,
but I like to do that when it's not a holiday. Like that's who I am,
right?
And so I can't stand the fact that because it's Christmas, we have to do it. Because how do you get the perfect gift for someone if you have to do it?
That's
you
without a doubt.
Come across it.
My problem is I do that all the time, and it gets me in trouble. You're like, why are you buying me something? It's like, because I was out and about, and
because I thought of you. Now, quit being an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that. I want to just go, really, but
right? Say it.
But here's the thing: I also get the flip side of that. Like, I'm not really good at receiving gifts, so
no, that's not your problem. That's theirs. Like seriously, if you find it in your heart to want to give something to somebody and they have a problem with it, that's on them. And you shouldn't stop being you just because they're being an asshole.
Right. No, I agree. I mean, I don't stop. I just get in trouble. Good. I just go, okay, here you go. And
yeah, whatever. Do you want it or what?
Yeah. Well, and generally they'll say no, and I'll make them take it. So, it is what it is. But
quit buying them things. Shit.
I just go,
you know what's really great for people that listen? When somebody gets you something and is from the heart, just freaking say thank you.
I do my best to do that now because I was so bad at it before.
Really?
Oh, horrible. I mean, horribly bad at it. Like I'm not good at it. So the last one I got is our little on air sign. And I said it with a smile. And for the first time in a while, I kind of went, okay, someone was, I shouldn't feel like I don't deserve a gift from somebody who cared. So this time I'm doing my best to get past that. But, you know, come the holidays, it's like you have to be careful with, you know, for one, getting too much, you know, or family getting too little. You know, when you have a bunch of children to get for, it's very hard. I couldn't imagine having, you know, like 7 grandkids being grandpa and grandma. I mean, these days, I guess it's a little easier because you can just give Amazon cards, but it's so, I don't know, it's just not special. I hope that doesn't go away.
I think for me, I make birthdays more special because that's their birthday. I'm not obligated to do anything like I am on Christmas. I just don't like being told what to do, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
So when when their birthdays come around or my friends' birthdays, it's like, let's go out to lunch. I may have made them something or do something special, or let's go to Vegas. You know, I'm more of that person. Because again, for me, it's more about experience. Come spend some time with me. Let's have some fun. Let's joke. Let's get some, you know, together time. Exactly. Whether it just be going to get a massage or going to a movie or going to Vegas. I don't care what we do. Let's just go do something. That's more my speed.
Well, and I think now, as we get older, I think you're right. Experiences are way more special because you are. It's something that you can talk about afterwards and like bring it up instead of going, oh, I mean, you can, I guess, with a gift, which is, you know, great. But the thing that with gifts, I think that can be also kind of a weird thing is like with friends, you have to be careful what you get friends. It can't be too much because then they're like, why'd you get me this? And it also can't be too non-personal. Like you're not getting a friend a toaster.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, unless they need a toaster, I guess. I guess that would be a way to go. But you know,
just don't get your wife a toaster. No. That's like I hated those gifts.
If you're going to get something like that, I will say, because one year I got my ex-wife a KitchenAid mixer, but I also got something very, very personal during the same Christmas. So I leveled it out with something that I knew that she really wanted because she was getting into baking and wanted to do stuff and like wanted a real one, like, you know, like a $500 mixer. So, but I also got her something personal. So I don't think she felt like it was, you know, that non-personal gift.
I get you.
But you're right. I think with spouses or girlfriends and boyfriends, you have to be very you know, it has to mean something to me. But generally, you're going to run into that where you can get more than one gift.
I got more than one gift one year for Christmas, and it was an iron and some bath towels. I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was like, do you not know me at all? Like, you couldn't do anything personal?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's some shit.
Yeah, that wasn't a good year. I was just kind of crabby.
As a man, you wake up and go, is that gasoline I smell? Yeah. That's the last thing you'll smell.
Right?
You know? But I think with men, we're just simple. So we sometimes think that we want the same kind of gift. Because as a guy, and I'll tell you, like for me, if at least before, let's say it was Christmas time, if you bought me a hockey jersey, I'd have been like, that is the coolest fucking gift in the world.
Well, that's a personal thing for you, though.
Right, but it's still like
you like hockey.
But I also think that it's something where it'd be like, it's just, you know, it's just a jersey. to some people, but you're right. To me, it meant a lot because I'm into that. Mm-hmm. So I think it's a balance. But yeah, if I iron and some towels,
and bath mats. There was bath mats. Oh my God, it's all coming back to me.
Yikes! Yeah, nah, that's something you pick up when you're out.
Yeah, that's something we go on Sunday and get at Target. You know,
or if you're just out and about and you're like, I knew, you were talking the other day about needing some new towels. And I'm just happen to be somewhere and I bring them home and go, hey, I got some new towels for us. That's like, that was considerate. You were listening to me.
Yeah, no, I didn't ask for towels. I didn't ask for an ironing board either.
But there's stress in that.
The funny thing was I was using a towel on our countertop to iron. So
wow.
Now that it's all coming back to me, maybe I set him up for that.
Right, maybe. I just think that there's even stress in gifts.
There is.
For a significant other, there's a massive stress in that. Because if you're giving a gift to someone, generally their friends are going to find out what you got them. You know what I mean? So,
oh yeah, I remember my friends like, "What did you get?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I hated doing that with them. Like, because what if I got more than they did, and then they were like hurt that they didn't get? I've done that one too many times with people where I just say, "Nah, I'm not doing that."
Right. Well, or you end up going, he got me an iron, and then it's a whole other
that's a shit show. Right. That'll rile you up faster than anything.
Right. So what I'm saying is for a guy, and I'm assuming actually, let's say spouses, because I don't even want to say that, because some guys are so simple that women think they can't shop for them. They're like, I don't know what they want. Like, he just wanted a fucking tool set, and they're like, yeah, but he already has one. Yeah, but he wants one. Just get him the fucking tool set. But on the flip side, how do you with a man to a lady? You have to be very, very careful. I think. You're not getting an iron and towels. I'm sorry. That's that is the kiss of death.
Yeah.
Because now everyone's going to know that he got you an iron and a towel. Like, and it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah.
So,
just know that if you don't see your wife wearing it, she probably won't want it. So don't get her like a brooch. I don't know anybody that wears brooches that's under the age of 90 right now. That would be a good thing not to buy. But if she wears earrings, try that. Like, start with something that's not like out of the norm.
Right.
She's got a team by her.
Get a brooch.
Yeah, don't get a brooch. And don't get anything for the kitchen or the bathroom that you walk on, leave on the floor, dry your ass with. Like, you just don't do those things.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the other thing too is it's like, for me, I love cologne. So I think that even that you have to be very careful with, and you have to understand the woman you're with. Men generally, and I like to throw that term around, don't give a shit. If it smells good and the lady who got it for us likes it, that's a win, right? With women,
that's how it's supposed to be.
You have to be very careful with perfume, though, I think. I generally try to smell them, how creepy, like, and try to remember, like, is it a floral? Is it sweet? Is it, fruity? So then you end up with something that's nice that everyone is happy with.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, because I had got Drakkar one time, and I had remembered that since we were in high school. And it was awesome because for me, I put it on and was like, this is awesome. And it reminded me of all kinds of different things.
Oh, yeah.
And to me, Drakkar is super manly. That's like the manly smell. and I hate to say that, but it's very true. It just reminds me of, when we were
it's
younger.
A high school smell. Like when you start like wearing stuff, that's what everybody wore.
But it was like, I was like, Rrr. So for me, it was kind of cool. So, but and it's funny because my boy, he'll buy cologne for himself. So for me, it was very interesting. No. But he bought something. I forgot what the hell it was. But man, it smelled good. I was like, damn, dude, you picked that out? He's like, yeah, it's pretty good, right? And then I was like, how much was it? And he's like, don't ask. Ask me how much it was. I was like, oh, okay. It's one of those. But
that's why it smells so good.
That's why it smells so good. But I can see the stress all over. It's picking a gift, making sure you have the money, having the family. And then after all that's said and done, after you're all done with that, then there's the stress of Christmas Day or Christmas Eve.
You got to wrap all those gifts. You have to cook all the food you bought. You have to you have to redecorate your house.
That's right. Yeah.
Does it get any better than that? Like, why does a holiday mean you have to decorate your house? You're not decorating your house for you. It's for the holiday. My mom had like 14 bins of shit, like huge bins of Christmas stuff. And we had to pull all that out of the garage every year and then set it up. It took 2 days. It was never a happy, festive situation doing that. It was always like, get in there and get that. I'm like, oh, hell, I hate Christmas.
Yeah, it's got to be super stressful when you have, for one, a shit ton of Christmas stuff. I have a tree. That's it. And I didn't even put it up yet. But I'm gonna. But for me, I only have
artificial tree.
Yeah.
Oh shit! You could have put that up in the summer.
Yeah,
people do.
and it's a super cool one too because the lights are already on it.
Nice.
So you just unfold it and plug it in, and then I have ornaments that I put on it. But although I don't know, I don't think I've done it since I had a dog. So that's going to be kind of an interesting thing. I don't think we did it last year. But for me, it's like, it's not a lot. I have 2 stockings and a tree. So there's really not a lot to do. But yeah, I remember my mom, and she had fucking everything. I mean, there was like 4 or 5, like 15-inch Santas, and they were all over the place, and nutcrackers. And she had like a real nutcracker, like a walnut cracker that was Christmas themed in a bowl that she had nuts in. And then it's like, it just out of control. Like I was like, holy shit. And then she had like, do you remember, I don't know if your mom or grandparents had it, but it was like that angel hair shit that they used to lay on the table.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it itches like a spun glass is what it is.
Spun glass. Yeah, it was glass. Yeah. I was just going to say that. My mom had shit tons of that. And then she would lay lights underneath it and then plug that in so it lit up. Like, it's just crazy. But like, to me, you're right. The stress of decorating had to be out of fucking control.
Yeah. And then she thought it would be fun to cut down our old tree. So we'd all get up and go out on a Saturday or Sunday. We'd have to get like 3 or 4 trees because we'd go with another family. Then our grandparents both needed a tree. Right. And then we had a red van, and they'd put the kids in the back of the van with these freaking big ass trees, and they'd roll on us. And my brother was allergic to the fir, the Douglas fir tree that my mom would get, and if he touched it, he'd hive up. And we're a bunch of little kids, no seatbelts, no, we didn't even have a seat. They'd take it out to go and do the shit. We'd be all muddy and pissed off and cold, and then you'd have to get on your knees and like cut the tree down yourself. Right. And what if you got the wrong one? And or if you didn't cut it right, it was leaning to one side. Right. Getting Christmas trees in my family was a shit show. It was a shit show.
Sounds stressful.
My dad was like, fuck, just go to the freaking store and get one.
Yeah. Yeah. We, when I was married, we had a couple of different ones. We got a couple of years we did get real trees. And then I believe one year it was just the next year, my ex-wife was like, fuck this. We are getting a fake one. And we had a fake one for the rest of the time that I was married.
I remember when I was married, he's like, okay, yeah, let's go get a tree. It shouldn't be any more than $50. We walked out of there $120 later. He was like, why did we do that? Like he was mad at himself for that. And I'm like, I don't know, because we needed a tree.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody said this is what you got to do. We got a kid, we get a tree, you know? Stupid.
I get it. Like, it's funny too, because the maybe the year before. Anyway, I didn't own a tree. I had a tree that I actually took from my marriage, and then I left it where I lived. I didn't think like I was going to put up a Christmas tree in a while. I was like, I didn't have space for it in my apartment. I'm like, screw it. So I just left it there, which I don't even know if she's using now, my old roommate. Then I get a call one time. My friend down the street is like, hey, I'm at Big Lots. They have a really good sale on Christmas trees. You should come down here and get one. And I was like, I wanted to start doing my own thing again. So man, I ran down and got a tree, and it's a nice one. And it was, $100. It's like 6 feet tall. Really, really cool. But the stress I can see in going to get a real tree, and you have multiple children that are now running through the lot, and it's stressful. And then you have two people who have to decide on a tree and then tell the kids, do they like the tree? And then it's just, I can see how that could just get out of control. And then now you have to get the tree in the house, right? And then you got to have the right stand for the tree.
Yeah, and don't put it under the sheet so that it doesn't track the needles through the house on the carpet.
The worst.
Yeah, my dad was like, "This is the worst adventure ever," because she'd call it an adventure, and he'd be like, "This is not an adventure."
Right.
Worst thing.
And again, like I think it's cool. I like decorating for the holidays, but I just can't get like mom out of control. It has to be, have a nice tree. You want to put down a train track, and you want to put all the stockings if you have a fireplace or if you have a place for them in your house. I think that's cool. But I've seen houses. My old boss in Camarillo, I would go over and do work in her house because she had like cameras or whatever we were working on, the alarm system there. So when we would go, we would work on our boss's house. She had 2 full-size trees in her house every Christmas.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, one for the living area and then one in their like den. But like, and I'm talking, the one for the living room was like 15 feet tall. It was massive, like this massive thing. It took her like, I think she started on the week of Thanksgiving and didn't finish until the 1st of December. Like that's how much shit was out. I remember going there she had like 6-foot nutcrackers in the entryway. I walked in and I was like, where are we at? It looked like.
And where do you store that shit?
Yeah. I was wondering the same thing, but I think they had a big shed on her property that they had left
just for Christmas stuff.
Well, just for everything. Halloween. They did the same thing for Halloween where they had. So, yeah.
I went over to one of my best friends on Thanksgiving night, and she already had her tree up and decorated. And there's stuff on the outside of her house. She's got things on the walls. I hate her. I hate her. I'm like, she does this for Valentine's Day. She does this for the 4th of July. It's like, I hate her. I tell her all the time, I'm like, I'm glad you do this because I'm never.
That's a bit much. Like I said, I haven't really talked to many of my friends to see if they've started yet. But, generally Thanksgiving Day is the start of the holiday.
Yeah, it's like, get your act together. It's happening. You can't ignore it anymore.
And I'll, like I said, I'll probably throw up my Christmas tree here within the next day or two. I'll get it done before the 1st of December. Mm-hmm. That's what I usually do. I don't care about Thanksgiving Day and doing it. I didn't do anything this Thanksgiving. Thankfully, my friend brought me a small little thing of food after they went to their family Thanksgiving, because my son was at his mom's. So I just sat around and hung out. But
that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. I look, it was nice. I mean, I'd love to tell you that it was a little less stressful. I didn't have to worry about getting up and going someplace and making sure this is taken care of. It was just a very chill, subtle day. So I really can't complain. And like I said, my friend down the street, she went. And I don't think it was ultra stressful, but she even had told me, like, I'd rather just stay home and sleep. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
I get that.
I don't like anything Thanksgiving food. Not big on the turkey and ham. Not big on any of it. Like, I mean, I'll eat it, but if somebody says you want Thanksgiving dinner or you want to go out for Mexican food, I'm never going to pick Thanksgiving dinner. Like, I don't eat gravy. There's so many things I don't eat. So I end up, this year, my cousin made an artichoke spinach dip for me, and I made guacamole, and we had fruit salad. Like, I eat stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I was in charge of the ham and the stuffing and the guacamole. And because of last year, I was told how certain people didn't like the way I did certain things. They didn't ever even try it to see if they'd like it, but I was told I was doing it wrong. And then I was told that I cook too fancy, so it's lost the tradition. So I'm like, what? Okay, so I put mustard on the ham. That's as fancy as it gets. Wow. Okay, whatever. But anyway, so this year I said, well, screw that. What am I sitting in the kitchen for, helping everybody put their dishes together because they didn't have it done? I'm house sitting. I got everything I needed to get done. I stuck it in the car. I took it to the back of my dad's house. My cousins and my brother came out and grabbed everything. And I went and parked my car and sat my ass in the backyard. And that's where I stayed all day. It was fantastic doing it that way.
Right.
What I was in charge of was handled. So you guys do your own thing.
Yeah. I don't remember. I mean, since I was married, I don't remember really doing Thanksgiving that I had to do anything. I just went to my dad's house every year. My stepmom and my dad always did Thanksgiving. So, and I'm talking like 13 years I haven't done anything. I just got my happy ass up, drove somewhere, ate a bunch of food, got fat and happy, and then jumped back in my car and drove home.
Came home.
I can't complain. And I remember one year when we were married that we did Mexican food. We made carne asada tacos and rice and beans, and that's what we had for Thanksgiving. Because we were looking to not have that traditional, like, I think every blue moon, I think that's fun to do. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like turkey. It's good, but it's not like, I'll eat it, but I don't have to. I like a good ham, but I'm a mashed potatoes and corn guy. So, like, I love mashed potatoes and corn, so I can eat that till I'm blue in the face.
We never have corn on Thanksgiving.
Corn every year, but we have.
Never thought of that.
Oh yeah. But see, I literally I mix the corn in my potatoes. I'm like a weirdo, but but I like traditional stuff, green beans. I had some bomb ass cranberry sauce, like with real big cranberries in it. Super good, super bomb. But look, it's stressful. These holidays are whatever we do, because we've made an expectation in our life that we do things a certain way. So
I think that's part of the problem is our expectations that it has to be a certain way, instead of just going with the flow and like throwing up our hands and going, well, shit, I did it the best I could.
Right.
And I think that we've lost the fun in, I mean, I know I haven't said anything nice about the holidays in this last 40 minutes. I think we've lost what's important, which is being together, because if I have a problem with Thanksgiving being native. Like, why in the hell are we giving thanks to this day?
Well, I could explain that one to you, but that's a whole other show. It's a whole other show.
It's not, it doesn't come from a place, if you're native, it doesn't come from a place that you even want to be a part of it. My dad, when I asked him, why are we doing this? One time he said, because we can always be grateful and give thanks for what we have now. We don't need to celebrate what happened back in the day. Like, could we just celebrate the fact that we should be thankful now? And so I've kind of gone along with that. But as he's gotten older, he doesn't even remember saying that.
Well, I mean, to be fair, without getting too deep in it, there actually was a day before all the craziness happened that pilgrims and natives actually did eat. And it's documented. So that day is kind of what the whole holiday was meant for.
Right.
It kind of morphed as we went anyway. And like to give a day of thanks to just life. Like, and I think that's what most people do these days. Because when you say Happy Thanksgiving, it's like, hey, I hope give thanks to the good shit in your life because we already got enough bad. I mean,
absolutely.
And it's easy to find the bad these days. It really is. So for me, I try to step backwards and just kind of go, all right. Because look, I hear through a lot of my friends that, things aren't the greatest. They're just not. It's rent's high, bills are crazy, the cost of everything, and the little people around us, assuming you have a family like that, they don't know, right? They don't know how the world is going right now. So to keep that part of it, the excitement of Santa is amazing if you have small kids. But I think as we get older, we start looking at like, okay, how do I get through these 2 months and get on to the rest of the year or the rest of the new year?
When I had a kid, I pretty much gave her everything. She was a really good kid, straight A honor student. I didn't have any reason not to. But I found out through friends that did that and myself that we didn't make our kids better people by giving them everything.
I agree.
And I wish I had it to do over again because I would have done so many things different. And one thing would be is maybe change it and have it not be about what I'm going to give you, but what are we going to do to help other people? Because I think that is where things need to go. Everybody has what we need in this day and age. It's not like the day of depression where people didn't have food or water. Everybody's got what they need, or there's places they could go to get it. But what we're not seeing these days is compassion and people being good to others that may not be as fortunate. And I think that if I had kids, I would start changing traditions and making it less about what I could give them and more about how they could be better people. Because the kids that are being turned out these days are kind of assholes. Like they don't even look up from their phone to say hi to their grandparents anymore. Like that's just crazy. Yeah. And when I see that, like I see it in my own family with my brother's kids, I'm like, dude, your grandfather just said hi. Put the phone down, acknowledge him, talk to him for a couple minutes, or I'm going to wrestle you. Like I'm literally telling the kids that.
I had to do the same with my kid all the time. I think you're right, though. I think we need to step back a little bit. And look, like I said, I think Christmas is great for children. It's good if you can relay that message inside of the Christmas holiday. It's awesome. On the flip side of that, as adults, and we need to just be better people. And sometimes you need a reset. You need to look deep in life and go look. let bygones be bygones with some people and let shit go. And because again, so, this is going to be the first holidays I don't have my mom.
Yeah.
So
the first ones are the hardest.
Yeah, it's a little surreal because it was the first time that I didn't get a call on Thanksgiving from my mom. So like for me, it was
that's a weird situation, isn't it?
It is. It's very bizarre. So, and I see it with a lot of people that have issues within the family. You got to take care of that shit. It's not worth battling over some shit it's minute, and it's part of life anyway. So,
well, there needs to be a lot of acceptance sometimes for people to be able to drop that, but they should really work on it because we all need to be forgiven for things that we've done because nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you absolutely can't drop it, then do something to be better.
Yep. I agree. I totally agree. I think there's a lot to be learned by that in these holidays, as stressful as they can be, and they are for a lot of folks, try to find something that's good, and be good to other people. It's, sometimes life happens and you end up in a weird position, but mostly like new starts. The new year is coming, and I'm not a big person on New Year's resolutions, but you have to look at the new year as being, it's the next day. It's just, the next day of the rest of your life. Every day.
Well, you just got to be grateful that you got up. My dad always says, well, I'm on the right side of the dirt. We can just start with that,
Yep.
I think that's important to just be grateful for what is.
People ask me that all the time. It's like, so how's your day? I'm like, upright, breathing, and employed.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't say that,
Yeah.
And, I do my best to find positives, and with the stress of the holidays, the way it is, thankfully for me, it's a little less stressful. I'm in a position where I don't have a lot of things I have to worry about with the holiday season. It's just me and my son generally, with small things here and there. But I think for the people out there, you just got to step back and try to handle that stress with the easiest way possible, the path of least resistance. And you know what? Lean on your family and friends, because that's another important thing. Sometimes that's the best gift.
Yeah, that's true. I used to drag my feet on doing everything and just made myself miserable. And now I'm like, I'm only going to do what's in my heart. And the rest of it will just have to work itself out. And when I started doing that, it did alleviate a lot of pressure. And somebody said once that you can't be depressed when you're in gratitude. So I was like, okay, 3 things I could be thankful for right now. And it does start to turn your thinking around so that you don't go to such a negative place. It does help you to be like, okay, life isn't that bad. I got this going for myself. Okay, breathe and keep going.
Yep.
And, when I was younger, I wouldn't say I was a happy person. I was always kind of miserable. There was a lot going on and I didn't like where everything was going and what was happening. But I found that I found people that were happy, like truly happy in their lives. And I wanted to be more like them. And that, they kind of made me start to change my opinion on myself and on life and on things. And I don't have as many bad days as I did before. Like, even though I've gone through some crazy shit, like, I'm like, no, it's still okay. I don't have to worry about anything for Christmas if I don't want to. Right. I was thinking, damn, I could go to Greece. Like, I wonder if I could get my passport and be there, so I was like, I don't have anything to worry about. That's scary too, because I used to grandparents, parents, kid, husband, everything. And I was the one in charge. So it's kind of nice to be in a different place, although it feels really weird.
Yeah, because you start questioning even that. Like,
is it supposed to feel good?
Yeah. Or am I sure I'm not missing something? Or I agree.
Where do I need to be?
Yep. Like I said, it looks like I have a Christmas party to go to, but like I said, I'm in a place where I'm like, do I really want to go alone?
Ask somebody to go.
Yeah, I mean, I could, I guess. I mean, I could probably drag the kid if I like really, really had to, but I know he's just going to be in his phone and be like not wanting to talk to anybody. So I think asking somebody's the way to go, but we'll see what happens. If not, I'll probably go skate around like really quick, jump in like, woo, hey.
You say that and then you ham it up and you're there the whole time. I've seen it.
That's true generally, but this is with coworkers and I don't know. Well, we'll see. But I do find that, I'm lucky that I don't have a lot of stress, but I see the people out there that do. And, I say just lean on the people around you that can help you with that, because this is supposed to be a fun time of the year. For me now, it's looking at the new year and getting over the hill to the new year and going, okay, what's the next fresh start for me? I have no resolutions, but I definitely look for the, hey, what can I do? What can I do better for myself this year? That's what I'm trying to do.
There you go.
Because,
I never think of resolutions. I'm always like,
I used to, but now I don't. I just go, okay, try to be better this year. Find something that makes you happy and go. And I think with that, you'll probably be a little less stressful. Alrighty. So check us out on social medias: Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever else there is. Twitter, whatever you want to call it these days. And then check us out on the places you hear podcasts: Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon, iHeartRadio, all kinds of stuff. Soon to be YouTube Music. I'm working on that. And yeah. Any last words for this stressful holiday season?
Let shit go. Lower your expectations of perfection and enjoy what is.
That's it. Can't say anything else. This is an opinion show. Don't get it twisted. Keep coming back every Wednesday. And yeah, we'll see you next week. For Tina, I'm Rob. We'll talk to you later. Bye, Fingers.
See ya.